Ex-cop here. What I found in a man's phone still haunts me. Alright, buckle up /X, because this actually happened to me a few years back when I was still on the force. I was working night shift patrol in a mid-sized city. Pretty normal stuff. Nothing weird at first glance. But then, one night, we got a call about an apparent suicide in a rundown apartment. The guy was early 30s, no ID on him, no sign of forced entry or struggle. The cause was obvious. He'd himself in the closet. Routine, right? Well, what got me was the phone he had clutched tight in his hand. It was one of those older Android models, cracked screen, but still on. I was tasked with going through his digital stuff to find out who he was. Maybe notify family. When I unlocked the phone, the guy had no password. I found something disturbing. There was a folder labeled "Do Not Open." Obviously, I opened it. Inside were dozens of audio files, each labeled with dates, some as recent as the day before. They were recordings of what sounded like phone calls, but all I heard were garbled static noises and a faint voice whispering, things I couldn't make out. Curious, I ran the files through some audio enhancement software back at the station. What came out was chilling. The voice was repeating cryptic phrases like, "They're watching, don't trust the signals," and "the are closer than you think." It was so distorted that I initially thought it was some mental breakdown. Next, I checked his text messages. Tons of back and forth with an unknown contact named Only V. The conversations were bizarre, filled with paranoia about someone monitoring his life and warning him about a network that controls everything unseen. I showed this to my sergeant, and he brushed it off. Just some guy losing it. But I couldn't shake the feeling that this guy was onto something. Over the next few days, I quietly dug deeper into his background. Turns out, he worked as a low-level IT technician at a telecom company. Nothing flashy, but he had access to internal communication networks. Here's where it gets weirder. His computer had been remotely accessed multiple times in the days leading to his and security logs showed strange IPs pinging the system at odd hours. I reported everything to internal affairs. They told me to drop it. Officially, it was just a with some personal demons, but I started getting strange calls on my own phone. No number, just static and that same distorted voice whispering, "You see too much." I quit the force not long after. I don't know if it was a paranoid IT guy spiraling out of control, or if there really is some hidden network monitoring everything, and people who get too close vanish or worse. So, /X, has anyone else stumbled onto something they weren't supposed to? What happened next? I'm still keeping my phone off most of the time, because I don't want to hear that voice again.